Back in 2019, I was tasked with clearing out our family home, which had decades of clutter and accumulation. If I knew that people filmed decluttering videos on YouTube, I would have documented the entire year it took to get through this. These are just a few clips I found from that time and really what inspired me to start on my own decluttering journey. So this isn't even full on before image. Hey, hallways. So we've got living room to clean, hallway to clean, small closet to clean, den to clean. This has been cleaned a lot. This is the dining area. The kitchen has been cleaned a lot. Hallway area to be cleaned. My old room. There's old room. Hallway. Bathroom. Master bedroom. Tiny bathroom. Closet. Another closet. Home. Just so much stuff. Whoa. You know, the crazy thing is that obviously the house didn't start out in this condition. At one point, the house was tidy and had a normal amount of stuff in it. But over weeks, months, years, decades, and more decades of accumulation, everything just started to pile up. And I really realized just how easy it is for clutter to become an issue gradually over time. It really can sneak up on you. And then before you know, it's turned into an avalanche and you're like buried underneath your own stuff and you can't even get out of it. It becomes so overwhelming and so paralyzing that you just kind of want to give up. I know when I was going through this process of clearing out the home, and I really did like one room at a time. Like the sunroom you can see is making a huge difference, but this took many, many months and I had help. I could not have done this without the help of friends. I would make these little update videos. Like this is a bunch of stuff that I was putting out on the lawn for pickup. So this is pre-COVID. This is 2019. Salvation Army, Veterans Association, they would come and do pickups of anything that was usable. And then eventually I realized I needed to get a dumpster truck if I was really going to make a dent, the volume that needed to be gone through. I didn't know what I didn't know. At that time, I just thought, oh, I'll just use the trash cans and throw things away. No, I also thought I would have a garage sale, and that never happened. So we got rid of the refrigerator that was here, cleared that out, got rid of the filing cabinet that was here. These are all things that are going to be for sale, for the garage sale. Metal guy's going to come tomorrow and pick up these two filing cabinets. Cleared, maybe it's hard to tell, but cleared all this. That was packed up, all of that. Yep. It's getting better. I don't know if you remember it in here, but all this is cleared. Couldn't even walk in here before. This is all stuff to like sell. Cleared. Cleared all the clothes out of the closet. Cleared stuff off the floor. Cleared one full bookcase here, one full bookcase here, and moved both of those out. And these little tables left.
Oh, Cookie!
What? What's in there?
You
found the treasure!
These are cute, but it has potpourri.
This is the second donation pile. One pile already got picked up. Oh, I gotta show you the backyard. Got this much of this thing filled. Samson, look at the squirrel. Samson being the guard dog of the backyard, that was his job, that was his duty. You can see in the backyard there was this busted open storage shed There were stacks of AC units. There was this jacuzzi gazebo that my parents got at the LA County Fair that eventually just became used for storage. Over time, everything got cleared away. I'm so thankful that my parents set up a trust for the house. If you need to set up your own will or trust, definitely check out today's sponsor, Trust and Will. Estate planning is one of those things that can feel very daunting, overwhelming, or maybe you think it's only for the uber wealthy. I know that after losing 3 friends in the last year who were pretty much more or less my age, how unpredictable life can be, and having a trust and will in place ensures that everything you want is handled the way you want. Big thanks to Trust and Will for sponsoring today's video. You can create state-specific wills and trusts all online. It's not overwhelming. I am not a lawyer. I'm just sharing my personal experience. I was able to set mine up in about half an hour. They have will-based plans starting at $199. Perfect if you want to outline healthcare wishes, name guardians, or plan for family members or pets. If you are a homeowner, they have trust-based plans that start at $499 that can help you avoid probate, keep things private, and simplify things for your family. I really appreciate that you can update things as life changes over the years. If estate planning has been on your to-do list for some time, definitely check out Trust and Will. I will have them linked under the video in the description box. I'm so happy that I have mine taken care of, so I just feel a sense of clarity and relief. Okay, back to today's video. There were so many items within the house that had never been used, had never been opened, tons of clothes with tags still on, tons of items bought in bulk. I had so many friends that were able to leave with things for their own homes, their own lives. There was a lot of stuff that was still really good quality that people were able to use. That felt good. And eventually the house did get decluttered because nothing new was coming in. Things were just going out. So this is the house about 9 months later. This is what it looked like underneath all the piles of stuff. So was able to get it cleared out. I moved back into my own apartment, and that's when I started to declutter my own space and try to figure out how I can learn to live without chaos, mess, disorder. And it's definitely been a process. I didn't start my channel until another year after that. Don't give up if you're in a similar situation or feel like you'll never be able to change. I know when I was reading up on hoarding disorder, it said that family history is a strong risk factor. So if you've lived with someone or had a family member who's had hoarding disorder, then you're more likely to end up having the same disorder yourself. And I feel lucky that I've had this channel to kind of document my experience over the years and help me gradually get better, because it's made such a huge impact on my personal quality of life. Just learning how to break the cycle of having more than I need, having more than I use, buying things for no good reason, just impulse buying. It's a layered problem that really requires a layered solution. And it's taken me a long time, and I'm still a work in progress. This is not something that I think, you just graduate from. The channel has helped a lot with having accountability. And then I've been able to go out to other friends and family members and into my community and help other people who are struggling with the same thing. So it ended up becoming a huge passion of mine. When I was little, I would do these decluttering projects around the house, and my mom would get so mad because, someone who has clutter, they do not want you touching their stuff. It just goes to show this is really, I feel like, what I'm meant to be doing. I'm honestly thankful to be on this journey. That's been my experience. I got the house renovated. Took a few months. I want to show you what it looked like. This was my last day seeing the home and saying goodbye. We had someone come and do staging. So this is by far the nicest I've ever seen the house. I'm really proud of all the work that went into making it into this really lovely home that new buyers will be taking over in the next few days. So this is our family room. This is our living room. Oh my gosh, I want to try to not get emotional. If I start crying, I won't be able to speak at the same time. Okay, so this is the family room. This is where I used to play Nintendo. When I was 8, 9 years old, there was a TV right here, and then we had a sofa, and I would pull myself up all the way to the edge of the sofa and face the TV and be as close as possible with the joystick in my hand, playing my Zelda and Super Mario Brothers games. So that's what this room was for, at least for me. So this was our living room. It was never really used unless we had company. This was actually the least used room in the home. Then you walk in, and this is the den. This is the room that we really all hung out in as a family. It's been totally transformed. This used to be wood panel. It still is, but we had it painted white just to make it a little bit more modern. And then The brick fireplace, I'm glad that we kept it brick. So much of this has been completely, really transformed. New flooring, new paint, new doors. The styling is so beautiful. This was the liquor cabinet that I decluttered, and it was just decades old. We'd light the fire at Christmas. Santa Claus would come down the chimney and leave me a note with cookies that had been eaten, and there were crumbs. But I loved when we would light the fireplace. This was like our family room. It never looked like this. So it's just really such a trip to see the house in such a beautiful state. This room, which is my favorite, this is the sunroom. This used to be all outdoor space, all backyard. And we had a giant glass sliding door here that was very old. And so we got rid of that and just opened up the wall a little bit so that it could be a bright, wide open space. This is probably my favorite part of the house now. Just kind of like the other room that we would hang out in. My dad had his desk right here. That's where he would tinker on the computer, and we had our sofa here. We just hang out. Lots of good memories. But of course, over the years, the room definitely it got junky. It's my first time seeing the house staged. It's just like a really nice surprise to see it so beautifully styled and decorated. This is the sunroom. I'll show you the backyard last. Okay, so let me show you the bathroom. So this is a 4-bedroom home, and it's 2 baths. And so this is the hallway bathroom. This is the one that me and my brothers and my sister would all share. At one point, my grandmother lived here. So this is like the main bathroom for the house, and this has been completely changed. Added new fixtures. So much work went into this. Picking out the tub, picking out the tile, picked out all of the fixtures, the light fixture, the medicine cabinets, everything. The new door, all of it. So many decisions. Oh, and this, I just think this is so beautiful. I really love this piece. This is the bathroom, and I think it looks so nice now. This was my childhood bedroom, and it used to have pink walls. When I went away for summer camp and I came back, and my dad had surprised me by painting the room pink, and he drew like a geometric design on the wall over here. So it had 3 shades of pink, and I loved it. And then later on in life, I had a day bed. So it was like a sofa. This closet, I remember I took the doors off. So that's kind of like something I've always done in apartments, taking the doors off because I kind of like that open space. We added new closet doors, even a new window because the window had been cracked for several years. But yeah, that's bedroom 1, bedroom 2. And then there's this bedroom. This is my parents' room. And I've never seen the bed like this. The stylist put it over here, but they always had the bed against the wall like this, and it would go into the very foot. And then in that corner was the TV. And I remember I would do gymnastics here in this little gap. Yeah, we'd watch shows together. When I was little, they would watch Dallas and Falcon's Crest and all those kinds of like soap opera type shows. But in the last like, I don't know, 7 years, I guess, this was my dad's room for his medical care. And it's basically a hospital bed and very minimal furniture in here. So this was like the main room that he lived in and was using. So yeah, this is the other half of the primary bedroom. It comes with a his and hers closet. So this is my mom's closet over here. She always had lots of goodies in there. And then this is my dad's closet, both very like modest and small closets. Oops, something fell off. Okay, and then the teeny tiniest bathroom. You really can't even get in here, but we did do a little bit of renovating to just redo the tile and add in a new fixture, add in a new door, got rid of this shelving that was above here, and fix this pocket door, which had been broken for like, I don't know, 20 years or something. So that got repaired. And then over here is this is the lovely little vanity that we picked out. This looks totally different than it ever did. And this window looks over and out into the backyard. But yeah, this is my parents' old room. This is the dining room, and we got updated dimmer switches, so modern now. This is where we would have our Thanksgiving dinners and Christmas dinners. By the time I was born, which I'm much younger than my siblings, we didn't do family dinners at night. Not when I was growing up. I grew up on fast food, so lucky me. But yeah, that's where we would do at least family dinner like twice a year. We also added this recessed lighting Picked out that light fixture. It looks so cute. Made some upgrades to the kitchen. We kept it very simple. I used to have a drop ceiling here and got rid of that. Added a new sink, new dishwasher, new tile. But yeah, really kept the same old cabinets, just painted them white and added new handles. And then the garage, which you've seen me clean out over the last 6 months. You can see what it looks like now. So here's the garage, all cleared out. Many, many months of work. Lots of junk haul away, filled one 40-yard dumpster and had 3 different junk haul services come through and take stuff out. And this is the final, the final tally of what's left and what it looks like. And we're done. This is as clean as it's going to get. Yeah, a lot of work. This whole shelving unit was just full of books, stacked with books. This used to all be concrete. This was the backyard. And before I was born, I mean, we're talking like the 80s. People would have their dogs in the backyard. And so the dogs would always be looking in through the sliding glass door, looking into the house, wanting to come in. And then when I was born, I was like, Mommy, Daddy, we gotta have the doggies in the house. So after that, the dogs always lived in the house with us. But I have a lot of memories of being little and looking out, and our lab Smokey would live out here in the backyard. When I was 6, and my parents bought me my first dog, a cockapoo that I named Sammy. So I guess I've always liked the name Sam because then I ended up with Samson and then another Samson. So anyways, this is the backyard. Got a pool out here. Used to be a giant jacuzzi in that corner. I remember having a pool party with my cheerleading friends in high school and a little sleepover. That was like one of the only sleepovers I had where it was a big group of people. And my mom cleaned the house for like a month before that happened. And we were all out in that sunroom. Birthday parties, 4th of July, all that kind of stuff. When you have a pool at your house, this is usually like the place where everyone wants to meet in the hot summer months. We used to have a diving board, but then that became a legal issue. You're not really allowed to have them anymore. But that was fun. This was all full of stuff. There was so much clearing that had to be done to get the house ready to be sold because you really have to get rid of everything. This was full of stuff. The side of the house, that was one whole day of junk haul away. That side of the house had to be cleared. The garage had to be cleared. I did a lot of clearing in 2019 to get the house ready for my dad to move in. That's the tour, really. That's it. 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, 55 years of life and love and memories. And this is goodbye. This is the end of a chapter. So thanks for witnessing it. It's hard. It feels unreal. It's nice to meet you. Yeah. Oh, hi. Oh, it's nice to meet you. I'm Carla.